to get to SmackDown Live because tonight's SmackDown Live, although probably maybe lacked a little bit of some of the guys you wanted to see on screen, I think the ending tonight, oh man, was legitness, if you would like to say. Thank you, Danny, for the super hard. Appreciate that. And we got a new Patreon who donated on the Patreon account. I'm not sure if he's in the Periscope right now or if he has a Twitter. So if you are watching currently and you donated recently to our Patreon, we do really appreciate that.
Nice.
Thank you very much for donating to the Patreon, and thank you for the nice comments that you left for us. So we do appreciate that. And his name was Danny, so I'm not sure if that's Danny here in the chat or if that's just someone else that watches the Periscope with the name Danny. But we do appreciate that very, very much. Appreciate any type of support you can give us with the hearts and the Periscope, super hearts, or just sharing us on Periscope and Twitter. We do really appreciate that. I hope the audio is coming out very well. I hope you guys like what we have up on the screen. And please, if you can, don't mind, follow us on Twitter. You see our Twitter handles up on the screen. Give us a follow. We're very interactive with everybody, so we would love for you guys to follow us. Oh, there he is. Thank you, Danny. Really do appreciate that donation on Patreon. Do really appreciate that, man. Thank you very, very much. All right. So let's touch
That's a
on
good
Raw.
question. You know,
I'm
real
sorry?
quick, that's a great question. What did you guys think of the
Oh,
new
yes.
Then and Now Open?
Thank you, DX in the chat. Appreciate that. Yeah, the new open for the WWE. I don't know if you guys saw that, but they now have a new intro for the WWE. I'm not. It used to be what, the stadium, right, and the fireworks. Am I not mistaken? And they changed that now to a bunch of clips, and I like it. I actually really did like it. I missed it the first time it happened, obviously, because we all know my Bucks were playing last night on Monday Night Raw, so I was doing a lot of channel flipping, flopping. So I missed the beginning of Raw's intro, so I didn't see it, but I went back and watched it. I enjoyed it. What did you think, Alex?
Yeah, I liked it a lot. I like the video clips. I mean, like for brief seconds, you could see like some of the iconic moments in wrestling. So I like it a lot. I don't
Yeah.
mind it.
Even a Hulk Hogan cameo appearance on there as well.
You gotta have Hogan slamming Giant.
Yeah, you got to. I mean, that's one of the wrestling memories that will go on forever is Hogan slamming Andre the Giant. I don't think nobody. I mean, that's probably top 5 wrestling moments of all time, no doubt. Where's Mr. After? I think we all know where Mr. After is. He's sitting, probably crying in his little corner because I don't even know. He wasn't invited on the show tonight. So, and we all know why. We all know why.
I don't think Daddy gave him permission to do the show tonight.
I think, yeah, it's a little bit past Apter's bedtime, so I'm sure Apter's already sleeping, cuddled up with his little pillow. But thank you guys for joining us, and do appreciate you guys sharing in the chat room. Hey Ryan, how you doing tonight? Thank you everybody for joining us, and let's jump right into Raw, where we did see Stephanie McMahon and Triple H both on the show last night. Baron Corbin is waiting for Triple H and Stephanie McMahon to arrive via limo. Corbin wishes Stephanie McMahon a happy birthday and starts singing happy birthday to her. And that's when we get a little bit of a face-off between Stephanie and Corbin. Corbin doesn't get some kind words from Stephanie McMahon, kind of even threatening his job and even threatening to bring back Kurt Angle, and then makes a match for later on tonight, saying that that Corbin will have to face the Shield, and he will have to find 2 partners of his own to face them. So I'm thinking to myself, okay, well, we got Ziggler and McIntyre both in matches currently tonight. They're defending their tag team championships. So what are we going to get in exchange? Maybe Strowman and someone else, maybe Kevin Owens. No, we saw Kevin Owens later on in the night, but we did see that it was eventually called by the AOP. AOP was
Tony,
Corbin's pick at the what's that?
how excited would you have been if it was the Street Profits?
If it was the Street Profits, bro, I would have marked the fuck out. I mean, if it was come on now, if it was the Street Profits, I think that would have we could have had the best Raw we've seen in maybe years. I'm talking years. Maybe even better than what we saw tonight at the end of the SmackDown Live. But Let's move on because that didn't obviously happen. He picked AOP. I haven't put out there. Maybe we see AOP picked by Baron Corbin. I thought this was a nice spot for them, and he ended up picking him. Do you guys want to already touch on the main event and then we can go through Raw, or do you want to go through it by match by match? I just say we just go through the main event right now,
Yeah,
which
you're
ended up being Corbin and AOP taking on the Shield, and they really hyped up this match, saying it's the Shield reunion. It's been a 1 year, everybody, since the Shield has had a match together. I don't know how many times Michael Cole said that this was a 1 year, since it's been 1 year since they've had a match together in the ring. Mentioned it over and over and over and over again. But I thought the main event itself was pretty damn good. I thought AOP, even though they did lose, they didn't take the pinfall, of course, but I believe they didn't take the pinfall. I could be stand corrected. I think it was Corbin who lost. Am I right, Alex?
yeah, Roman's
Okay. But AOP, I thought, shined. I thought in that spotlight, it was a huge spotlight for them, probably their biggest spotlight since getting moved up to the main roster. We bitched and moaned for what, months and months about how AOP has been booked and been looking like shit for the last couple of months, and now they're starting to get built up again. Now that they've added Drake Maverick to the mix, so we'll get to the main event. I know we usually don't do this, but I think we should talk about this main event since AOP was part of it. We'll go with you first, Alex. What did you think of the main event of Raw, and what did you think of AOP last night? What's up, Bod? How you doing tonight? Thank you for joining us.
good match. Yes, Cole tonight. Last night's Raw was just either mentioning the Shield reunion or the end of all ending of eras, like between Triple H and Taker. So take your pick, which one you prefer to hear. So it was a good match. AOP definitely looked great out there. Like you said, like they've just been like squashing jobbers, and now they're actually not only just put with serious like competitors, but like the competition. Like the Shield are the top booked stars on Raw consistently. We've seen it like last week, this week. We're gonna see it next week. So it was good. I gotta give it to Texas Kid. I'm starting to grow on Corbin.
Oh boy, don't let him hear you say that.
I saw the convo, but it was good. I love what they're doing with Dean and Drew.
Yes, we'll touch on this that little part after the we touch on the main event. Bizarre one, your thoughts? I know you're a big Shield fan, so I'm sure you have a lot to say.
Oh, the greatest moment in history last night. Wow. The Shield finally reunited on Monday Night Raw. I couldn't wait. I mean, I felt bad for AOP having to team up with Corbin. I'm like, Jesus. Speaking of jobbers, you got to beat jobbers. Now you got to team with one. I mean, jeez. I mean, I don't get it. I really don't. I mean, would it really hurt the Shield? I know you said they still look good out there. Yeah, they did. But would it really hurt the Shield to actually take the loss and make AOP look even more dominant? Like, wow, they just beat the Shield. That's huge on their resume.
Roman's not taking a loss.
Yeah, see, here's the thing.
Well,
now,
you have Ambrose out there.
I think if the pay-per-view or Super Show, whatever the hell you want to call it, wasn't next week, I think possibly we may have saw the Shield take a loss. Maybe Ambrose would have taken the pin. That kind of further along this sort of storyline that they're kind of dealing or doing with Ambrose at the moment. Maybe we would have saw them take the loss, but I mean, it's a week out from the show. Can't have Shield take a loss before they go into the Super Show, where you have to have them look strong against McIntyre,
Yep.
Strowman, and Ziggler. As much as
go ahead.
Go ahead. Finish.
I was say you could have had Strowman or them interfere and cost the Shield the match. Like they're just sitting right out there anyway.
Right. I mean, yeah, you could have done that, but then I think, they could have done that, but more than likely we would have been here bitching and moaning. Oh, they could have just had them win clean over the Shield. They had to have Strowman come in and have them beat. They would have given us that. We probably would have still see something negative out of it. Go ahead.
I'm glad that Corbin took the pin, not AOP. You keep AOP strong that way.
Right, and they did look strong. They did absolutely fantastic out there in that situation. I don't think you could have asked any more from AOP. They looked really nice, and hopefully they'll gain from this and actually gets. I mean, you got to think though, how legit of contenders are AOP, especially since Ziggler and McIntyre are the tag team champions at the moment.
Yeah, but think about this: what you could have done with this storyline. You could have took AOP and they won the match, and their reward would have been a tag team title shot, and they would have Dolph and Drew would have been like, "Hey, what the hell are you doing?" And it's like, "Hey, I promised them a title shot that we take out the Shield, and we did that." That could have played right off of that, and them being next top contenders, which they should be because there's no one else really there. Are they gonna face a revival again next week? I mean,
Yeah,
geez.
after
It has to get to a certain point where like Drew and Dolph have to drop the title soon because the tag titles are just taken up in that main storyline. So realistically, we saw what happened to the Revival. But what's going to happen? How's AOP going to take the title off them?
Yeah. I mean, you can say the same thing about the IC title. It's like that's just stuck in that same feud. And it's like it's pointless. I have a feeling we're going to see all the titles.
You realize your world title, IC title, and tag title will not be defended at the Super Show?
Well, the real world title will.
Universal? Oh.
Hey, what's up, Chris? How you doing tonight, dude? Yeah, it's a shame, dude, that the way that they're doing, especially to me, what's really bothering me with these two super shows or specials, whatever you want to call them, in between, they have done a really crappy job of booking getting you ready for the Evolution show, which is pretty soon as well. And they've done a pretty horrible job at that. They haven't really added or announced any more matches since Alexa Bliss and Trish Stratus. Thank you, Denny, for joining us, dude.
They're gonna go. I feel like they're just gonna hold off until the Super Show's done, and then just try to go full gear.
Yeah, go 100%. Add in.
Keep about that actually. I mean, you make a great point. I mean, because they haven't done nothing for that show at all, and it's like they have shitted on every one of their normal pay-per-views just for these super shows. So they have
actual going forward storylines are being put to the side because of these super shows, because the super shows are just repetitive matches of the same shit we've seen. So the stories don't go anywhere until like Survivor Series, pretty much.
Yeah, I agree. It sucks that we've had all these pay-per-views in between since WrestleMania or these specials, and they've concentrated more on those specials than they've actually concentrated on the actual pay-per-views that are coming up and in weeks, and also the Evolution. I mean, Evolution pay-per-views next month. I think in just a couple of weeks at the end of October, correct? Yes. And they've only announced I don't know if they have officially announced Mickie James versus Lita, but they've really only announced one match, and that's a possibility of, even if it happens, if Alexa Bliss, is not critically injured. So we'll have to see what happens there.
I mean, that's why they haven't. Maybe they're still waiting and planning on like changing stuff up because of what's going on. Because they haven't mentioned much
Sasha
about
Banks also being injured as well. She was taken out of the mix. So,
well, she was going to be in the Battle Royal probably. So,
God, yeah, you gotta love that. Yeah,
another Battle Royal.
Who knows?
Jeez, man. It's just awful, man. It's awful. What I'm gonna do is, because I'm having a little bit of audio issues, and I think it's OBS. I think I need to do an update. I'm gonna restart the show from scratch, no OBS, because I can barely hear Dave, and I can hear Alex okay, but I can't really hear Dave. So I'm gonna restart the show.
Is this better?
No, I don't think it's on your end. I think it's on my end, and I know what the issue is. So I don't want to go back and restart it all. I'm just gonna end the show. Stay on YouTube, everybody, and be back up on Periscope in less than 1 minute. So be back 1 second, everybody. Yeah, I can. Can you hear me now?
No.
What? Hello?
You're far away.
I'm far away.
Are you in a tunnel?
Oh, Jesus. Hold on.
Did you take the headset off?
Yeah, I took the headset off. All right. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, a little better, but
a little better.
Can y'all hear me now?
Decent.
Is it better now?
A little bit.
Oh, damn.
Wait, talk now.
Hello?
Yeah, that's better.
Okay. All right, great. All right, let me so yeah, I think what I need to do is update my OBS, and we'll be fine. Because I had to do an update on my computer before we started, and I didn't do it because we were about to start. So I'll just do this again. God damn it, man, that sucks. We had a good convo going and everything, but y'all audio sounds great, man. Tell you what. Well, with Joe, tag team title match. Shawn Michaels, Ronda, all caps, Rousey. We're still live on YouTube, everybody. Whoever's watching us on YouTube, you're getting live backstage footage of us.
Behind
the scenes. Sorry again, everybody. This happened last week, too, man. This is embarrassing.
Botchamania.
Botchamania.
Tony, we're turning into the Brie Bella of podcasting.
Yeah. It's going to be a different angle, too. Oh, this is not a bad angle. Actually, it's not a bad angle. All right. We'll let everybody come back in here. Let's get this light a little bit fixed. All right. Are we better? Can y'all hear talk?
Yes, sir.
All right. So sorry about that. I don't know what happened. I think I need to do an update on my OBS, which will be a quick little fix. So thank you guys for joining back with us. I hope the audio is okay. I know it's a lot better on the other system, but we'll take care of it. And next time we're live and going, we will be live on OBS on Thursday night. I'll take care of everything. Thank you guys for dealing with the technical difficulties. And let's jump right back into the show. So we touched on the main event, but at the beginning of Raw was the most interesting, where they started to play a little bit of the Ambrose card. And it was kind of awkward seeing Ambrose out there by himself with no title. We had Seth Rollins, the IC champ. We had Roman Reigns, the Universal Champion. Ambrose says we're looking at the three workhorses of the WWE. They may have lost a few battles here and there, but they have never lost a war, and they're still standing. And then, you got the spew from Roman Reigns. You got the spew from Rollins. But then that's when we saw Braun Strowman come out and Dolph Ziggler and Drew McIntyre. And he said a nice little interesting promo. I'm trying to see what he said. Anything y'all can remember off the top of your head that he said? I'm trying to look.
Ziggler remembers when he was on SmackDown with Dean, and Dean was the WWE champion. He did it by himself, and now he's just for Roman.
Yes, and now he's just basically a nobody in the Shield, the forgotten one, pretty much. And basically, Dolph Ziggler was basically saying what we've all been saying here on the show and in the chat room, that he's been underutilized. He should be definitely wearing one of those titles. And I know he's been hurt, but I love the way that they're trying to play this little bit of a tease of maybe Ambrose turning his back on Reigns and Rollins. What was your thoughts of this, Alex? Does this make it a little bit more interesting going into next week's show?
Show? I definitely like what he's doing with Dean. Like, I love the touch of, like, I don't know if it was Rollins or Roman saying, like, because we hold the goal and they're holding it up, and Ambrose just keeps his head down. Like that it was like some fun little teases. So as long as we get an eventual heel turn from Ambrose, I'm all for it.
Yeah, and the interesting thing as well was Rollins did the same thing to Drew McIntyre later in the show as well, saying that, basically saying Ziggler's holding him down and that he could do so much more without Dolph Ziggler and that he doesn't need Dolph Ziggler. And it was interesting to see Drew McIntyre kind of take that in as well. Like he was really listening to what Seth Rollins had to say. We'll go with you first, Bizarre One. What did you think of the Ambrose tease and the McIntyre tease?
Well, unfortunately, I seen something online about TLC. So don't hold your breath on thinking it's going to be heel turns because that match is basically being promoted for TLC.
Well, thank you, Barry McCoiner, for coming in here and giving your 2 cents. Appreciate that. Don't forget to hit the follow button. We really appreciate the follow. And if you want to pump some hearts and share, we would love that as well.
Yeah. I mean, so that kind of sucks. It was cool to see what they were doing, and throughout the whole night, they kept playing it up like crazy because it's Monday Night Shield. But, I mean, we kind of figured that was going to be the match at TLC, but it's like, so this is going to continue for the rest of the year, this little feud. I mean, maybe Rollins or Ambrose turns on him because Seth never did that to him, so that was kind of a nice little shot. But, I mean, yeah. I mean, it is what it is. I don't know. I mean, I don't really care too much about this. I mean, Ambrose is kind of like
I knew you wouldn't care about the Shield.
I don't. It's to me, it's all we've been dealing with. I mean, you said we'll see the same thing next week, and the week after that, and the week after that. It's going to be all the same.
It ain't ending. It ain't ending. This and to me, and it's pissing me off to say this. Yes, again, thank you everybody. If you're just joining us again, OBS was messing up. Again, I think I just got to do a little simple update and we'll be just fine. So Thursday night, OBS will be back. Thank you for joining us.
Whoa.
Enjoyed the Samoa Joe picture in the background. What was that? What happened, Alex?
Tony, you're breaking up bad.
I'm breaking up?
I can hear you good.
Okay. Alex, you're the only one having issues, my friend. Alex? Dave, you there?
I'm here.
All right, maybe Alex is having some issues. All right, so we'll move on until Alex gets to get back onto the show. Okay.
You were saying like one thing you really hate about this.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, thank you. I lost my train of thought. Thank you. The one thing that I'm about to hate that I just don't like now is I'm starting to really get annoyed by Braun Strowman. It's to the fact to where I like the silent monster Braun Strowman, not the Braun Strowman of where we're getting the same promo every week, the same threat, it's just the same shit over and over with Braun Strowman. I like the dude. I was really hoping things would really set off and blast off with Strowman. It looked good for a minute, and now he's stuck with this feud with Roman Reigns, and it seems like it's going nowhere. Do we us as fans, and you too, Dave, and I know this is an easy answer for you, but do we really want to see a Roman Reigns and Braun Strowman feud for seemingly probably at least, well, we're going to get it for at least the next 2 months. Till November. A little bit of a month and a half of another Braun Strowman and Roman Reigns, because we all know that we're not going to see Brock Lesnar on Raw, right? Or are we? Do you think we're going to see a little bit more of him on Raw? Or do you think?
I mean, it just depends, but yeah, it's like I'm sick of this already, and it's like, man, Roman Reigns. Yes, they're gonna say, well, you get the Universal title on TV now, so you can't complain that it's just Roman and Strowman for the next 6 months. But it's like, to me, they missed the boat on Strowman. They should have given him the strap when he was really white hot as this crazy monster. When he was doing those cage matches with Big Show on Raw. That's the time they should have given him the title. And to me, they just messed it all up, and Vince kind of screwed Braun Strowman all up now.
Right. Now, if you, and feel free to answer in the chat room, who's next in line after Braun Strowman? Drew McIntyre, right? Is that if everybody's assuming that Drew McIntyre is the next guy to challenge for Roman Reigns? Because honestly, I can't think of anybody else other than maybe Ambrose or Rollins to face Reigns for the championship.
And maybe that's why maybe Vince sees it like, like, hey, I don't really trust anyone. I mean, you could put Roman against anybody on the roster if you truly wanted to. You could put him against Kevin Owens, Bobby Lashley. You could put him against all these guys. if you really wanted to test Roman, and stop giving us. Yes, we complain that we want longer rivalries and all that, but do we really want 6 more months of Strowman and Roman? Why not have Roman defend the title against people,
But see here,
different people?
no, here's the thing, Dave. For feuds to actually be feuds, Braun Strowman actually has to win. That's the thing. This is not a feud. This is just Braun Strowman losing every time he faces him. They build it up, build it up, build it up to make it seem like, oh yeah, we're going to see Strowman maybe win, but what's going to be the outcome?
Well, see, I don't think that's fair to say, though. Because
how is it? No, really? Okay.
Okay, look at this.
When has Strowman beaten Roman Reigns in a singles match? Can you name it to me? I'll wait.
I think it was an ambulance match he beat him in.
When was that? How long ago was that?
A couple years ago. But I was saying
exactly.
But I was looking at it like, okay, you say he has to win to be a feud or a rivalry. Well, do you consider Stone Cold and Mankind a rivalry? Because when he was those 3 different personalities, he never beat Stone Cold.
But... Yeah, but see, that's a totally different situation. There was actually storyline and way more into it than this storyline we're getting between Roman Reigns and Braun Strowman. Technically, if you really want to get into it, technically, we're gonna touch on Liv Morgan, Jacob. Don't worry. If you really want to get all technical and shit, Strowman never technically lost at Hell in a Cell, nor did he ever lose his Money in the Bank shot. So Strowman should still be the Money in the Bank, carrier at the moment. But WWE doesn't think of that shit. They think we're supposed to forget it, and we're supposed to think, oh, Strowman, he lost his shot. But not only am I the one that thought of that or said, oh, Strowman never lost his shot, a lot of people on Twitter as well. It just seems like WWE just kind of sweeps it underneath the rug and we're just supposed to forget about it.
Well, he did because he still had his shot. It just ended in a no contest, so a draw, I guess. He still got his shot, but I guess that's how they're looking at it. Like, he still got it, but he still do another match because Brock.
Yep, he's still getting it. Yeah, no, I agree. But am I right on that? Is that I see a feud that way? Because, I want to see a feud. Bobby Lashley, that was actually a legit feud. I actually agree with Little Zay because Lashley actually beat Roman Reigns.
Not when it mattered.
Exactly. Not really. Yeah, I get you that. On a pay-per-view, he ended up losing.
No, he won.
But at least he beat. I'm sorry.
Lashley won at the what is it?
I'm sorry. I'm not losing
number 1 contender shot on
Raw. Yeah, when it was the most important match, he lost, but he beat Roman Reigns. That's something Strowman hasn't done unless it was a freaking gimmick match. Where even in the gimmick match, Strowman didn't dominate. It took Roman Reigns messing up. And I'm not complaining about the finish because I actually thought it was a creative finish. And if you look back at our post show about it, I think I even said I actually enjoyed the match. I just don't like what they're doing with Strowman. It seems like you said, the ship has sailed with Strowman. I don't think he's not as white hot as he used to be. And they should have given him the title a couple of months ago, even maybe last year. I get it. Roman Reigns is the money maker at the moment. And who are we to complain and bitch and moan about the WWE when their stock is at a high it's a high time high, the most it's ever been. They're not doing great in ratings. People are not really watching, but people are buying their shit. So obviously what they're doing and what they're catering to is working. So we're going on a whole different tangent. So let's go on to a match that I really didn't care about. And it's 2 guys that are basically stuck on Finn Balor Island, as I like to say, and that is Finn Balor and Jinder Mahal. It's pretty crazy how Jinder Mahal has fallen down dramatically since last year. If you guys do not remember, in 2017, we actually saw Jinder Mahal as the champion of SmackDown Live. He was the champion on SmackDown Live for a little while. Even beat, if I'm not mistaken, Nakamura.
Yep.
So he was a legit champ at one time. And now, what is he doing? I mean, I don't even know. Let's forget some of these comments. I'm sorry, I've been skipping the comments. Bob Rusi says, because Ginger is the shits, only pushed because of body. Strowman was bound to stall out, not a great promo, limited moveset. Yeah, good point. I think Mahal is a course correction. He is where he was supposed to be. Yeah. Touche, my friend. Touche. Vince saw through his roided body. Damn, that's not very nice, Bobaruski. How long do you think Roman keeps the belt for? He ain't losing it anytime soon. I'll tell you that. Let me get this light. This light's bothering me. Any thoughts on this particular match? It was more kind of playing up off the mixed match challenge because Jinder Mahal, Alicia Fox, Finn Balor, and Bayley are in the mixed match challenge. Obviously, Jinder Mahal and Alicia Fox wrestle tonight. Any thoughts on this particular match at all?
Not really. One thing I'll say though, it kind of goes in with SmackDown a little bit is I hate the fact that they have these guys and girls wrestle each other the same night they're supposed to wrestle on Mixed Match Challenge. I just hate that part of it. It makes no sense to watch someone wrestle twice.
I agree with you on that. It made no. We'll touch on our truths, but it made like kind of absolute no sense to have The Miz and hey, Alex is back, everybody! Yay! Alex is back.
We were just talking about another Maharaja.
Oh yeah. God, I'll leave again.
Yeah, we're talking about how he's fallen to Finn Balor Island.
Oh, you mean when Jinder was WWE champion a year ago, and now he's just meditating with Alicia Fox?
Yeah, Goose Fraba, right? That's what he says. Goose Fraba. Oh, it's Shanti. Shanti.
No,
I don't know what you said, but yeah.
Yeah, Fox. Oh, Shanti. Oh, Shanti.
Jesus Lord, man. But him and Alicia Fox would probably be the perfect couple. Like, I wouldn't mind them being his manager. I think it could work.
Why not?
You know what my favorite part of this was last night, though? Corey Graves saying Ja Rule. Yeah, Ja Rule. Ashanti with Ja Rule. I was like, what the?
God, really, man. It was just that's just something we can just skip, everybody. I'm just getting into WWE. It's interesting to say the least. All I gotta say is Ella Chica, if you're a Roman Reigns fan, buckle up and get that block button ready because it's not worth defending him because there's gonna be people that hate the shit out of him, and it's not even worth your time. So I'm just letting you know.
Yep.
Roman fans, haters are bad. They're bad. They'll go after your son, your child, your grandma.
Just for Roman.
Yeah, just because you like Roman Reigns. I'll tell you that. All right, so let's get to what was the talk of the night, the day, the week, the month, probably the whole year, probably. And that is what we saw last night, the Bella Twins and Natalya taking on the Riot Squad. It was originally supposed to be Brie Bella taking on Ruby Riott, but they changed it. I was watching the game at this time. Did they change it before the match started, or did they just change it during Raw?
Who cares?
They never said anything. They just went straight to a 6-man tag.
Okay, fair enough, everybody. And that's when we saw the kick around the world, and that was the yes kicks being delivered by Brie Bella to Liv Morgan, and she clocked her. I'm not sure if it was twice. I know it was at least one. People were saying it's twice.
Yeah, it was.
And I don't know if rumors have it, we're not speculating, that they knocked her out for one. And they said that she has a concussion. But the way that they kind of treated the whole situation was not very good.
No.
Nope.
She was out. Brie pretty much grabbed her by her neck and kind of dragged her into the corner.
She couldn't even stand up.
Yeah, she was in La La Land. Like, seriously, she was in the clouds, bowling with God. That's what she was doing.
What made it worse that WWE highlighted Brie Bella's apology tweet, and instead of just telling us what happened to Liv Morgan, I don't care about Brie's apology. I want to see how Liv's doing.
Yeah, she was definitely seeing rainbows, that's for sure. And
To me, what made it worse is the WE, because Alex can probably speak to us a lot better than any of us can. But for me, watching that, they should have stopped it right then and there and got her out of there as soon as possible. For any other further damage could have happened, she should have been taken out of the match completely and not go back in there for a triple suplex. I
right,
mean,
no
come on.
effects. But see, here's the thing, and I saw a lot of wrestlers kind of defending the WWE in a way to where, because a lot of people, like Dave said, that they probably should have stopped the match. They should have just thrown up the X, did what they had to do. Like what NoFX said when Neville got hurt against Jericho. What did Jericho do? Instinct came in, pushed the ref, got disqualified, match was over.
Yeah.
Maybe they should have went that way, but I saw Shane Helms kind of tweet out saying there was other people in the ring and it was kind of hard to stop a match like that. I guess that's a good excuse if you want to go that route. But the way that Liv Morgan was just lying there out,
it was uncomfortable. And the camera got showed after Cole said, Liv's been taken to the back, and then you see right on the side, she's being seen by the WWE doctor, ringside.
Right, and Babaruski makes a good point. He says, but here's a question. Did wrestling Twitter attack Seth like this when he injured Sting and Cena?
No.
Not so much Cena, but he has gotten, a lot of slack, not just from fans, but Bret Hart. Not like the fans that we got to, I'm not trying to compare, but I'm just saying that he did get kind of slack for the Sting issue. Now, Brie, she got a lot of backlash. I mean, yeah, people were praising Seth when he hurt John Cena. We can all agree on that, right? A lot of people are happy in a way that
why?
Seth Rollins busted up John Cena like that. But anyways, Brie Bella got a lot of negative feedback last night and today. Is a lot of it worth it? Sure. She has not been good at all since she's been returned to the ring. To the suicide dives, to obviously the kick in the face, a lot more things that we probably may have missed by our eyes, but she has messed up. Now, here's the thing that we can't all give it to Brie Bella that obviously her timing is not there. She's definitely not ready to probably be in that ring just yet, and probably not put in this. She probably shouldn't be put in those type of situations yet. But I think we were a little bit too hard on Brie Bella in a sense, because we all know that she didn't went out there and tried to kick Liv Morgan in the face on purpose. Now, you're right. They probably shouldn't have highlighted him apologizing to Liv. It was classy of them to do. But come on, WWE. Give us more of an update on the person that got the shit kicked out of them than two ladies that you brought back for a Super Show appearance. Your thoughts?
I mean, seriously. I mean, they highlight Brie Bella, and she's not ready to wrestle. Look who their champion is. She shouldn't be in there wrestling either. She's gonna liable to hurt somebody.
Yeah, and the crazy thing is, we got we got Sasha Banks hurt. Probably Liv Morgan is not gonna be wrestling anytime soon. And the crazy thing is, I think we all need to give Liv Morgan a round of applause. And WWE got a lot of hate on this. She wanted to go back into the ring and do that suplex. If you go and we watch that replay, the referee's telling her not to come into the ring. He's telling her not to come into the ring. He probably could have physically grabbed her if he wanted to. She wanted to do that on her own. I believe Sean Ross Sapp tweeted that out, that she wanted to get back into the ring and do that spot. But
you got to protect them from themselves.
Right,
Just
exactly.
Like we see with the NFL, college football a lot. When someone's if someone's concussed, they shouldn't be back out there. And
you can admire their toughness, but at the same time, their health is the bigger priority.
Right, exactly. And she probably shouldn't have done that. But that just shows you that either A, she's scared she's going to lose her spot, or B, she didn't know what the fuck was going on, and she was just doing what she's just known to do, and that's going there and do that spot and get the hell out of there. Speed says, as a referee myself, that's a tough spot to be in. Absolutely. Imagine being that ref. What would you say? If you grab her, you think you're going to get repercussions from the back, from Vince, or that's a tough, very touchy situation. She was on La La Land and probably didn't know she was concussed.
Yeah, you know what they should have just been in the match? Bree should have never pulled her up like she did at the end. They should have just let the 3 go. Who cares if that's not how it's supposed to go down? Because if she's out and hurt, you just let it go. I mean,
Right.
What would have happened if she did that? Was the referee gonna still count to 3 and just end the match? Or I mean, they should have, because get her out of there as quick as possible to get her checked out. Because like Alex said, when the match ended, we see that she's in the back getting looked at, and we see her just laying there talking to the doctor.
Right.
I mean,
Ella Chica, Brie Bella will not get reprimanded for this. She's not going to get in trouble at all for this. Accidents happen in the ring. Absolutely. Stuff like this happen. People get hurt all the time in the wrestling ring. People actually get kicked and punched for real. Happened to The Miz. He lost a fucking tooth. So things like this happen. But
I mean, yeah, that's pathetic.
the thing with Brie is that since she has returned, this stuff is happening on a weekly basis. It's consistent in all of her matches where she's messing up to the point to where it's not only costing her to hurt herself, but the people that she's wrestling. I mean, remember the dive that she did outside the ring? It could have hurt any of those ladies that had to catch her because she fell short, because she missed time to jump or didn't jump to, it's just, she needs to slow down in that ring. And I'd rather see Nikki Bella in the ring than Brie Bella right now. Now, as a doctor yourself, Alex, what did you think of the whole Liv Morgan situation? And I believe Dave was telling me on Twitter that she's having memory loss. Now, is this a very serious concussion if that type of stuff is happening? Or is that kind of usual when you have a concussion?
Yeah, I mean, that's along the spectrum of concussions. Like, you could have a mild concussion and you could still have memory loss. It's just that it's not so much like, yes, how hard you get hit, definitely, but how fast like the injury happens. It's like a sudden like attack on your brain, essentially. So if like it wires out like for a brief moment. So yeah, I'm not surprised if she's having memory loss. That sucks. In terms of Brie Bella, I'll just be logical just for like 2 minutes, I guess. Shit happens. Yeah, it's unfortunate it happened. I hope Liv's okay. We talked about this earlier on the chat. Like, Brie is someone who should have definitely been in a house show or at the NXT Performance Center, just shaking off all this because their timing's just been terrible. Now that the logic's over, get the Bellas off my TV.
Now, let me ask you something, Alex. What were you thinking when you seen this first happen? What was going through your head?
The first kick didn't register, and then I just saw the one to the forehead, and I was like, oh, and then I just saw online, and I just repeated it, and I was like, oh, shit. And the dragging was definitely not a good call. Like, I understand if Brie, like, realized after the kick, oh, shit, but dragging her was not the best thing you should be doing, honestly. So, yeah, and I mean, Brie's going to get a lot of shit on the internet, but she's not going to get reprimanded for this. I mean, accidents do happen. So, yeah, just hopefully with Brie, if they keep having her in matches, they just, like, make her more careful with her spots, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy to me people are calling for her to be reprimanded online and stuff, when I guarantee no one said anything like that about Seth Rollins.
No one gave Seth shit for it. They didn't say he should be stripped of the title or anything like that.
Yeah, I mean, he ended Sting's career. He injured Balor. He injured Cena. I mean, which it was just like when that happened. The thing with Cena happened. Everyone was like, oh, that was cool. We see blood, and oh, that was an accident. That's okay. That happens. But yes, Brie has been terrible in the ring lately. We've all talked about it, and this doesn't help. Well, we just talked about this Saturday that everyone's coming out to defend Brie Bella after that article was printed that the Bella twins shouldn't be on TV. And everyone coming to defend them. I mean, now it's looking really bad. It's making that article look even better now.
Bliss, you're funny, dude. Remember when Enzo went into the row? Yeah, that's what Spees was just talking about. I mean, accidents like this happen all the time. I mean, okay, excuse me. Not all the time, but stuff like this happens all the time. what am I keep saying all the time? It happens every so often. We see someone get injured on live TV or live events. We've seen it before. Now, with Brie Bella, it's just a weird situation that it's happening every week, where she's getting to botching moves to looks like she's going to hurt her opponent. That's what it's just weird that she's being spotlighted more than Nikki Bella, who seems to be the better wrestler at the moment. That's just weird to me. Let's see what else. It's just annoying because people are worried about her hurting someone. She's careless exactly every week. It wasn't an irresponsible, stupid spot, just bad timing, not a Sami Callihan thing. Right, exactly. I bet Roman destroying Shane put Vince in an awkward position. At least Alexa is a safe worker. Oh, God, don't get people started on Alexa Bliss. Is she okay, says Tally Austin. She has a concussion. I believe that's all they have announced, that he has a concussion. WWE takes that shit serious, so.
Well, they should take it a little more seriously, I think.
If you were going to diagnose this, Alex, how long do you think she's off TV?
2 weeks. She's also go through like the concussion wellness tests and all that stuff, so probably a few weeks.
But this accident with Brie has happened. Yep, exactly, Bob Ruski. I'm trying to see what else is in here. What's up, Tally Austin? Thank you for joining us, dude. I don't think she'll be reprimanded, but she needs to slow down. Absolutely. Let's see what else. I saw someone else make a good point in the chat. Did I miss it? Did I miss it? Yes, I did. Damn it. Sorry about that. If I missed your comment, I apologize for that. If this was a one-on-one question, one-on-one, I think they stopped the match, no question. Yeah, absolutely. Oh, thank you for joining us, Tally. Don't thank you for having you. Thank you for joining us. You can see Ruby Riott and Sarah Logan were pissed. Yeah, didn't you see the stiff shot Ruby Riott gave on Brie Bella? I know Alex pointed it out on Twitter to me, the slingshot spot to the ropes. Was it Logan that did it to Ruby Riott? Had to have been. And she clocked her right in the face. It looked like Brie kind of mumbled something to her after she clocked her with her forearm. But, hey, man, I don't blame them. They're protecting their own.
Here's something interesting to ask you guys. Do you think the Bella twins and Natalya felt a threat, maybe more to the Bella twins, they felt a little more threatened because these are three young, up-and-coming girls, so maybe they were not saying she intentionally kicked her, but her kicks were a little more.
Definitely not. Look, Bellas have no type of jealousy at all because look what happened with them. They were gone for how long? 3 years, right? And they're slingshotted right to the main event, to the main picture right now. Ronda Rousey. There's already speculations of Nikki Bella going to main event. I don't think they're worried about the Riot Squad, who they could probably, if they really wanted to, probably could get rid of them if they wanted to.
Yep.
So I don't think they're worried about it at all.
I mean, it's more to like a position standpoint, like, oh, we were here first, you guys are just new. Could they have been stiff? Maybe these teams don't really like each other.
Maybe. That's a good, is there some type of heat? Maybe. That's a nice little speculation there. Going a little bit of speculation into the fire. That's
a real rivalry, like Shawn Michaels.
I agree, Shawn McGolfer.
Bret Hart was like a real rivalry. That's what made it so fun. So if
right, truth and loyalty, you're right.
Heat, that's what fans love. Something real legitimate between two competitors or six competitors.
All right, we touched on them for long enough. Let's move on to the rest of Raw so we can get to SmackDown Live. Next, we did have another match with the Ascension taking on Chad Gable. Is this a rib? Is WWE ribbing us right now with these? Because how many weeks in a row have we seen Chad Gable in a tag team in singles competition taking on the Ascension? I don't understand this. I don't get it. Yes, we're getting the Ascension on TV, a team that should have been taken serious years ago. And yes, surprisingly, Connor got the win. Now, my question is to you, Dave. What is the end game with this?
I have no fucking idea. I don't even care. I mean, I'm so sick of it. It's like, who cares if they lost? And they've already beat them once as a tag team. Does it really matter Why do we keep seeing this every single week? This isn't main event.
I don't get it. I mean, we got some Ascension fans in the chat room. I just don't understand why we're getting them in singles competition instead of in a tag team. I don't get it. Alex, what's the end game here?
The end game is every time I see this segment, I just go upstairs, do something else, and I check on Twitter. If Bobby turns heel, I'll tune in. If not, I'll continue to not care.
So are you
Filler
chanting
match to
now?
test heat level with crowd. WWE trots randoms out to test popularity. Okay, that's a good point. That's a good. I like that. That's true. That I'm sure that they may have. Are they trying to see if people are going to get behind Gable? Is that what they're trying to do? If they want that to happen, have Rude turn on Gable, and you would easily get the fans behind Chad Gable. Easily, I would think. Match wasn't bad. I can watch Gable do suplexes all night, but Connor gets the win. Not sure what we'll get next week.
Probably Rude versus one of them, and Rude will get the win.
All right. So next we got Triple H and Stephanie McMahon leaving the arena, and that's when Charlie Caruso stops them. And Caruso asks Triple H about The Undertaker. Triple H says it's all right and cuts her off. I guess she was like, we don't want to, we don't touch on Taker. But anyways, Triple H says if Taker is worried about a suit, he's already lost because they aren't fighting in suits or inside of boardrooms. Triple H says if Taker is worried about taking his soul, that's an issue because he sold that a long time ago. Triple H goes on and says the end is near for The Undertaker. And next week, everybody, finally, the last – I'm going to put that in quotations big time. The last match ever between The Undertaker and Triple H.
Wait.
With Shawn Michaels in his corner and Kane and The Undertaker's.
Tony, wait. The last match ever?
Last match ever.
Like,
last
not
match.
The last of the last, right?
This is the last. If last was ever a last, this is the last of the
That's
last.
It. No more.
End of an era.
Of another era.
Have we ever heard this before? I don't think I've ever heard this before.
Yeah, I mean, John Cena and Rock don't come to mind.
Do you think we see Triple H and Undertaker Super Showdown Part 2? The last of the last of the last match ever.
Yes. I think we're going to see them in the ring together.
God damn it.
The following month.
The Saudi show.
So basically they're saying this is the last singles match ever. But we're going to get them in tag team matches for the next, month, right? At the Crown Jewel. Is that what they really mean?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but I love this line from Triple H. People hate Triple H, but that line was just great. I already sold my soul long ago. I mean, that was just a great line.
So next week, everybody, tune in. Don't forget.
It's the last time we see Shawn Michaels ever, too, next week.
Just record. Hit the record button on your DVR. Make sure you tune into Raw because everybody knows what happens next week. The greatest of all time, the icon, Mr. WrestleMania, the showstopper, the main event himself, Shawn Michaels.
And everyone, this will be the last time we see Shawn Michaels in the United States because he's wrestling in Saudi.
Triple H, Shawn Michaels can never appear in the United States again. If only.
Yep. All right. Moving on.
Not very happy about that at all. Next, we did have a tag team title match. And yes, I predicted last week on the show that the Revival would win via interference from the Shield. That was before I saw this whole fucking tease of Drew McIntyre and Dean Ambrose stuff. But anyways, I thought the tag team title match was fantastic. Hell of a tag team title match. No, the Revival did not get the win, but were the Revival really losers out of this match? I don't think so. I just hope Vince McMahon opened his goddamn old ass eyes and realized that the Revival are legit. Yes, they've had some bad encounters with some injuries, but they are probably the best legit tag team. I'm going to say it right here. The best legit tag team they have in the WWE. Hands down. Hands down.
I got a question. You said they didn't really lose this match?
Well, no. Okay, well, they technically lost, yes. But did they really lose, as in their performance, the way they looked, the way that they came so close to winning several times?
That's not how wins and losses work anywhere. Bar wrestling. They look great, but yeah.
They still lost.
Yeah, they still lost.
You're like, did they really lose?
Did they really lose, though?
It was a 3 count. The Drew and Dolph got
1, 2, 3.
No interference. Just McIntyre saying, fuck this.
Man.
Yes.
Yeah, no moral victories. You're right, Speeds. You're right.
This is the weirdest thing I've ever heard. They lost, but did they really lose? I mean, come on.
That's like the kid who wins the participation award. Like, come on.
Well, that's what they got, man. They got the participation reward.
Stars.
It's definitely a pat on the back.
Is this a
thumbs up.
Hangover?
I'm sorry?
Is this a Monday Night Football hangover?
No.
But did they really lose?
Hey, you know what? Did they really, though?
There was a 3 count. Look in the records. They lost.
Dave, what did you think of the match?
It was okay. I knew they were going to lose anyway.
Jesus, man.
But did you really think they were going to beat?
I predicted it last week. I said, yeah. I said that they would, they would win the tag team titles via interference, of course. Oh, my gosh, man. Y'all not just see the brighter picture with the Revival or not even see that type of situation happening? I mean, come on now.
Oh, everyone, just wait till, in a couple weeks on our NXT show. Street Profits are going to lose, and Tony's going to come on here and say,
I'm telling you, you know what? Triple H, really I swear, you put all your pennies and shit into the Roar Raiders, you already have an entertaining and
all they do is play
charisma
basketball.
that Street Profits have, and you want to give it to some people that wear paint. Seriously.
All they do is play basketball.
That's not, no.
Yeah, they're undefeated.
No.
That people, and fight the mighty. They fight the mighty and play basketball.
Don't listen to them. Just go to YouTube, type in Street Profits Greatest Hits, and I'm telling you, man.
Results not found.
Wow, y'all are just assholes. That's all y'all are. I'll just tell you that. So next we had the Kevin Owens show makes an appearance back with Elias. And we saw the man of the hour probably becoming one of my favorites on Raw, maybe in WWE in general. I don't know what. I know how talented Lio Rush is, but when he talks, there's just something about him that I just want to laugh every time he talks. I enjoy everything about Lio Rush. We saw Elias take on Bobby Lashley eventually. Bobby Lashley gets to win by disqualification, and we even saw Elias and Kevin Owens try to put their hands on the little rascal, Lio Rush. I'm telling you, man, make this team a tag team. Make Lio Rush and Bobby Lashley a tag team. I think it could work. I really do. I know the whole height and size thing, but I really think it could work as a tag team. Alex, your thoughts of the singles match, and what are you thinking of Lio Rush so far?
Well, first of all, Kevin Owens how he's going to face a 16-time champion, one of the greatest of all time, who he beat in his debut. I just love Kevin Owens when he's like that. The match itself was whatever. I didn't really care for it. But as for Lio, I like the pairing with him and Lashley. The only thing that annoys me about Lio is that goofy laugh. And I don't mean like the adjective. I mean the Disney character Goofy. So that kind of annoys me, but it works. I mean, Bobby got a chant.
Bobby's probably the most over he has been since he debuted at Raw, when he showed up and walked through that curtain. Like, people are actually cheering Bobby Lashley. Bobby Lashley chants happened last night, everybody. Can you believe it?
Yes, they were in his hometown.
I don't give a fuck, Dave. There was Bobby Lashley chants last night.
That's bad.
All right?
I know, but it was his
Ignore
hometown.
that part, all right? Ignore that.
Negativity, man.
I'm sorry, but I want to like Leo Rush. I really do, but man, he's so annoying.
No. You just don't see the potential of this, Dave.
I'm sorry, but if I could vote for anyone to wrestle him and knock him out, if not the kind of live knockout, no, but I want Hideo Itami to just kick him in the face. Sorry.
Or Lesnar.
Now you're threatening hard on Leo. You're threatening harm on Leo Rush.
I'm not, but he better respect.
You know who saw star potential in Leo Rush before all of us and the WWE? Topanga. We all know who Topanga is, right?
Oh, I thought you were going to say that.
Actually, talking about Boy Meets World.
Topanga saw the man of the hour. She knew who Leo Rush was and was going to be. So we just need to calm down. Topanga knows her shit, obviously.
You're really reaching tonight, buddy. First with Street Profits, Leo Rush, the Revival winning.
No. I'm just speaking. I'm seeing the potential in some people, and Leo Rush has some damn potential.
The tag work. I like.
He's the next Paul Heyman. I'm telling you, the next Paul Heyman. Now that's breaching. All right, so we saw.
Really quick, I do like about this is they started calling Bobby Lashley out of nowhere for some reason. The Dominator, Bobby Lashley. I was like, when did that start?
Good. Make him a Dominator again.
Let's see. All right, so we had a backstage segment with Drew and Seth Rollins. Rollins says Drew talks about the Shield using Ambrose, but the truth is McIntyre is the one being used. Seth says Braun Strowman is just using Drew to get what he wants, and we all know Ziggler is the weak link of their tag team. Rollins mentions Ziggler getting all the Intercontinental title shots and says Drew should be getting those. Rollins says Drew has been carrying Ziggler and literally carried him out of Hell in a Cell. Rollins says before Drew accuses Rollins and Roman Reigns of using someone, maybe he should take a long look in the mirror and think about who's really being used. And that's when we saw Rollins walk off and Ziggler eventually walk up and asking him what was that all about. But very interesting segment that was. What did you think of it, Alex? Because I know you kind of commented earlier that you enjoyed it.
Yeah. Seth was speaking too. I mean, it is holding Drew back. So it's always good to see a tease for Drew's side as well. And I like this, like going hand in hand with Dean. So, and it's true. I mean, Drew is, I think everyone can see by now that they're really protecting Drew to be a big star. So I'm glad.
Wow. Speeds in the chat says Leo Rush is the next Gary Coleman. Wow. Unreal. Very rude. Very rude. All right, so continue. I'm sorry, Alex, I didn't mean to interrupt you. Now, what do you think about this? Do you think anything eventually happens, or?
I think if anything,
if you could guess, or on who would turn on who first, Ambrose or McIntyre, who would you guess?
Ambrose.
All right, Dave, what did you think of the segment?
The first part or the second part where we're going to talk about when then Drew goes and talks to Dean. So we're going to go over every Shield segment.
Yeah, just because you love him so much. No, I was just trying to touch on this part. Yeah, I'm going to touch on everything. You know it.
I mean, it was okay, but obviously, since we already kind of went backwards on this, we know nothing really happened through this whole thing. So, I mean, yeah. I mean, it was a nice little tease. I mean, but it's like, this is what the whole show was built around. Oh, is Dean going to join the evil Team Braun? And I hate the fact, talking about Team Braun, Strowman, that Drew and Ziggler come out and do their little double fist in the air, just like Braun Strowman does now. To me, that is so stupid.
Yeah, I
Like,
saw that.
this was what it was. I mean, I thought it would be cool what Drew said later on to Dean that maybe they're trying to get me to set up to replace you. I was like, oh, that'd be interesting. Just think about that. Drew and the Shield.
Oh man, they would be super dominant then. What? Yeah, I don't know what else to say about that segment, but it definitely makes things more interesting because without these little add-ins to the storyline was kind of fucking stale. I mean, right? I mean, nothing was really happening. Yeah, we're getting I'm gonna win, you're gonna win, I'm gonna win, you're gonna win, back and forth shit. Now that you add, excuse me, this Drew McIntyre and Dean Ambrose stuff to the mix, makes things a little bit more interesting to where it kind of gets you thinking or get your gears going when or if Ambrose is going to turn, or same thing with Drew McIntyre. So I actually kind of really digged what they did. Did a very good job promoting the main event. Yeah, I agree. Next, we had Nia Jax taking on Alicia Fox. I don't even know what to fucking say about this. Anything you guys want to touch on?
No.
All right. Dean Ambrose is backstage. Oh, go ahead. What are you going to say, Dave?
Oh, really quick, I'll go on this. What is up with her and Ember Moon? It's like so stupid and fake. It's like, oh, did you just say that about my award? Oh my god. Like, oh, shut up. Who cares?
I feel you, Speed. Why is Fox still on my TV screen? Because she's in the Mix and Match Challenge. Duh, Bobarooski. After that, we did see Dean Ambrose backstage, and that's when we saw Drew McIntyre. Ambrose gets in his face and asks, "What's up?" And Drew says, "You should be asking the same thing to Ambrose." Drew mentions the talk he just had with Rollins and wonders what he would be up to. Drew says it's either two things. Rollins has this big idea for a four-man Shield, or everything they said about Ambrose being used is true. Rollins reminds Ambrose that he has been stabbed in the back. I'm sorry, McIntyre reminds Ambrose that he has been stabbed in the back before by his brothers, then walks out. Oh no, Rollins reminds Ambrose that he's been stabbed in the back before by his brothers and walks out as Ambrose watches. I think that's how it goes. That's how they have it written. I could be wrong. McIntyre, thank you. Why they put Rollins, I have no idea. So that's what I'm saying. It's kind of spicing the storyline up. It's definitely interesting. And I'm wondering what the hell's going to happen in the next coming weeks. That's the only thing I'm excited about is what happens between Ambrose and McIntyre, not between Strowman and Roman Reigns. Next week, they said that Shawn Michaels will be on Raw on the Go Home episode of the Super Show. They didn't announce Undertaker or Kane. So, Alex, my question is to you. Does The Undertaker or Kane show up next week on Raw?
Probably Kane.
Does Shawn Michaels super kick Kane?
Sure.
He can't super kick no more.
What the fuck did you just say? What did he just say?
He's gonna get Tombstone straight to hell.
Wow, you need to watch your mouth first. Shawn Michaels can super kick anybody he wants, first off.
And I'll build up to Kane being the special timekeeper at Crown Jewel.
Timekeeper?
Yeah, or the referee. How is he going to be in the match? I forgot. I can't keep up with this.
He's in the tag team match, Alex. Come on now.
I'm sorry. So is this the last of all tag team errors?
It might be. Do you think they add Ric Flair as the special ref and then bring Bret Hart as the special guest ring announcer and then bring in – who else could they bring in?
Tully and Arn as the ring enforcers.
They can bring in Kevin Nash to be Shawn Michaels' manager.
And then Hulk Hogan can come out. They can have an NWO DX brawl.
Yes. Man, this could be the best match ever if they did that.
Yeah, we just booked it.
We booked it. Yep, Crown Jewel's booked. Y'all don't even have to watch it.
Yeah, Really quick, the only thing, if Bret Hart's there, the only thing I want to see is him put one more figure four around the ring post on somebody.
Sean.
Actually, yeah, Hogan is rumored to be at Crown Jewel. We're going to touch more of that on this Saturday night show. You know our thing,
I can
Barbaruski.
see that more. Yeah, that makes more sense.
So let's go to the main event of Raw so we can get on to SmackDown Live. They did announce
Didn't
next
we already
week.
do this?
Oh, yeah, we did touch on the main event. You're right. You're absolutely right. So they did announce that next week we would see Ruby Riott taking on Ronda Rousey, and Lashley will be taking on Kevin Owens.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. So, your thoughts and ratings for Raw last night, Alex?
Give it a 2.
A 2?
Yeah.
All right.
And Dean Drew storyline, that's a point each.
Damn. That's the only thing you liked about Raw. All right, fair enough. Dave?
A
Exactly,
1.
Speeds.
A 1. And
I got him, DX.
It's a finger. I mean, this show sucked. I mean, there was nothing entertaining about the show at all.
Did y'all drink y'all's like haterade today or something? Like,
I mean, it was Shield heavy. Oh my god, I don't even care about stupid. Who's gonna turn on who next? I mean, seriously, what is this? I mean, I don't care who turns on who about stupid Roman and his little band of misfit toys he got, and then Strowman and Ziggler and McIntyre. I don't give a crap about them either. It's like, man, the most interesting thing that made newsworthy thing came out of Raw was Brie Bella and Liv. That was the big story coming out. That was blowing up everywhere. And this was the lowest rated Raw in 50 years or whatever it was. I don't know.
Yeah, it was a bad rating for Raw, but I thought Raw for the most part was pretty entertaining. I know that I bitched and moaned a lot just right now during our Raw take, and this cat's pissing me off, but I enjoyed the main event. I enjoyed the tag title match. I enjoyed the Leo Rush stuff. I enjoyed most of Raw. So with that being, I'm going to give Raw, everybody, drum roll, please, a 3.5. A 3.5. I said it.
Wow.
And wow, Bliss, you would go there. All right. We're trying to forget about, I was at least trying to forget about last night, Bliss, and then you bring it up. Not cool, bro. Not cool.
We'll let you get away with the birthdays in a minute.
I mean, it just makes me angry, the low blows y'all do with the Spurs, the Bucks. I wish I knew all y'all's personal favorite sports teams, so when they lose, I can all direct message you all and talk shit. I wish I did. Damn it. All right, so let's go to SmackDown Live, everybody, because SmackDown.
Tony.
Yes.
Before we start SmackDown for East Coast people, it's midnight and it's Tony's birthday. So everyone just take some time to wish the guy happy birthday, give some Shawn Michaels bashings. Happy birthday, Tony. Can't wait to see Shawn come back in a few weeks where he will most likely pull his back, but it's okay. We'll let you have that moment.
Oh, wow. Yeah, well, appreciate that. But here's the thing. Shawn Michaels called me up and was like, hey, your birthday's coming up. What would you like for your present? And I was telling Shawn, I'm getting a little bit older. These birthday presents, I don't really need them. But I said, one more match would be nice. And he told me he got it. But this wasn't the fucking match he told me. So
no, you're the best wish ever. Shawn had one return match, and you put him in a tag team match at Crown Royal. You're a terrible.
It's not Crown Royal, Crown Jewel.
Whatever.
Are you trying to get us sponsored by Crown Royal? I mean, I wouldn't mind it, but it's Crown Jewel. Appreciate all the birthday
I think we're going to need some Crown Royal to watch the show.
Comments, y'all. Thank y'all guys for the birthday comments. Appreciate that. Thank you, Speech, for the super hearts. What's up, Dr. Huge? How you doing tonight? Good show earlier this evening. Thank you for joining us kind of late. SmackDown and Raw post show went live after the Mixed Match Challenge, so that's why a little bit of a later show. So thank you guys for joining us. So again, before we get on to SmackDown Live, we are Get the Tables podcast. We're live every Tuesdays, Thursdays, and now Saturdays, moving back to Saturday evenings. So we appreciate everybody joining us as always, and thank you guys for the super hearts, the regular hearts, the Patreon, the shares on Twitter and on Periscope. You guys are awesome. Thank you guys for dealing with the audio issues with the OBS kind of messing up tonight. So Thursday we'll be back with the regular OBS surrounding. So thank you guys for joining us. Appreciate that. Sam Della Soul, why? Like, really, why? So let's go to SmackDown Live, where we saw R-Truth, of all people, and Carmella open up SmackDown Live with Daniel Bryan on the new Truth TV show. It was basically a comedy segment. Not very – I didn't really – I don't know. A lot of people I saw on Twitter were loving it. I didn't really care for the opening segment of SmackDown. I thought it was kind of corny, and I didn't really care for it too much. I'll say that Carmella, props to her with the new hair. I like it. But other than that, I just really didn't care for the opening segment of SmackDown Live. What about you, Alex?
So Carmella's a face?
Carmella is a face because she is teamed up with R-Truth. And R-Truth, I said this on Twitter, this dude could go away for 10 years, come back and say what's up, and the crowd will love him and be one of the most over guys on the roster. And I put it out. It looks like his run's over, but could R-Truth be this year's Jinder Mahal? Is that any chance of happening? Alex, what do you think?
You actually had a good point on Saturday about the Revival winning, but I can't help that one.
I mean, I get it. R-Truth hasn't probably been taken serious since his probably Impact days, when he was actually a legit championship contender.
There are many more people ahead of R-Truth that should be taking that title.
I agree with you. But you know how Vince McMahon rolls. He heard the crowd reaction tonight. He's been hearing the crowd reaction for R-Truth. Could he keep this going? I know tonight they lost the mixed match.
What has Vince done with people that get good crowd reactions usually? That's not Roman. That's not Seth. That's not an AJ. Joe.
Brian.
Yep.
I've never seen R-Truth wrestle to see if he's still got gas in the tank. Yeah, I mean he's like in his 40s, mid 40s.
No, but am I not wrong? Like, look what they do to people. That
right. Thank you, Bod. Appreciate that. I agree with you. Now, it's just weird that all of a sudden, I know the mixed match challenge was a thing, and that's the reason why they're probably promoting him a lot more. Thank you, Tally Awesome, for joining us. Appreciate that, man. It's just weird that I'm more curious to see after we all know that he lost tonight in the mixed match challenge. I'm very curious to see if they continue this role with him after he lost tonight, because it seemed like he was just getting this push because of tonight's match. What did you think, Dave?
I one of the few who actually like funny, and I kind of enjoyed it. The little dance breaks, all that. I don't know. I think they're a good team. I think they mesh well together. I mean, they have chemistry together. Truth and Carmella do, and I mean,
are you actually giving Carmella compliments right now?
Yeah, I mean, I think she fits well with R-Truth. I mean, I really like she did with the New Day last year. I think she just fits with this, and I think that just like they should have kept Goldust and Mandy Rose together last year. I hope they keep these two together. And even, I'm not saying he'll get a world title push, but I mean, I could easily see him getting some kind of
Okay, what about a feud with Nakamura? Would you dig that?
Yeah, that's more reasonable.
Yeah, I could see that. I mean, but I'm just saying, I wouldn't mind seeing Truth and Carmella kind of continue this little feud with The Miz. I mean, that's really interesting. And, you know, I like Carmella this way because she seems more likable now and not as annoying right now than she was before. She's not overly trying to be a heel. She's more trying to be a face right now.
Drew Gotti, we're going to touch on that. And I like it. I think
I was hoping he was going to win, actually, and I was hoping we are going to see Paige dance for a minute, but no. But yeah, I mean, I enjoyed it. I could definitely see a little push for, even if it's not a title push, just a little push like they're doing. But one thing we talked about, I guess I'll talk about it now since we had the Miz versus Truth. I don't care. I think Alex is gone when we were talking about this. I hate when they do this. You're gonna have a match against the Miz. Well, in about an hour, you're gonna wrestle him again. I was like, why?
Yeah.
I mean, I just don't like that at all. And the match they had on SmackDown, I thought was really good.
Oh, it was really. I thought the match was decent. I thought the match itself on SmackDown was solid. But to me, I'm kind of shocked a little bit at the results of the mixed match challenge because sometimes, you know, you saw the Miz pick up the win, especially in that fashion of viewing the Daniel Bryan's finisher on R-Truth to get the win. That's why I thought, oh, maybe we'll see R-Truth pick up the win tonight. It won't be awesome. But no, R-Truth and Carmelo lose the mixed match challenge. Miz and Asuka, the champs of last year's, move on to the tournament. I don't think there's an elimination yet. So that answers my question, everybody. I forgot this is a round robin tournament. So Carmelo and R-Truth are not over yet. So there's a real possibility that R-Truth gets a push. I'm telling you guys. I'm going to tell you. I would not be shocked if he gets a title push. I'm telling you.
Yeah, because look at the Mixed Match Challenge. We're not there yet, but they were chanting for Truth during that. I mean,
he is over with the crowd. He's over with the kids with the What's Up song. And for some reason, he hits a soft spot for a lot of people. I press 1 in the chat if you're an R-Truth fan. And be honest if you're an R-Truth fan. You may not like the gimmick, but you think he's, you know, a pretty good wrestler. You like him overall. I think a lot of people actually do like R-Truth.
Yeah, I like Truth. I think he's very entertaining. I mean, especially not that long ago when he was doing the whole spider gimmick. That was hilarious when he was afraid of spiders. And it was just like funny. He was entertaining. The little Jimmy stuff. I mean, R-Truth always seems to find something at a weird time that it just gets him over and he ends up getting on TV more. Like the little Jimmy when he turned heel, you know, and the whole being afraid of spiders and calling everyone little Jimmys. And then they turned it into a comedy face gimmick and it was just worked so well.
Yeah, y'all can hear that stupid ass cat that I want to kill. Oh my god! Yeah, I agree with you. I think we lost Alex. So that's is Alex. Oh, there's Alex. Hey, Alex.
I just don't care.
You don't like Truth?
I don't really care enough.
Damn.
Like if you can push, you can push. If not, okay.
I'm telling you, this show is so much better when After was on it. Wow, the architect coming in and throwing some fastballs at us. What?
After's here?
Whoa, is Architect joining the After squad?
Oh, God.
I think, oh, my God. Next will be Texas Kid for Life. That would be the cherry on top.
You fanboys.
So The Miz picks up the win, like we just said. We got a backstage segment with Charlotte Flair doing a little photo shoot. And that's when we saw Becky Lynch come up from behind and attack Charlotte, lays her out, and tells the photographer to start taking pictures of her while she holds the belt up high and has her foot on top of her. And it was a pretty nice segment. I enjoyed it. Dave, what did you think?
Becky badass. People say she's a heel. She's a fucking heel. I mean, and she's an awesome heel. I love this side of Becky Lynch. The cockiness, the kick everyone's ass. Milwaukee. There you go. She even said Milwaukee. So that's going to be like a big trending topic now. We're just going to hear Milwaukee, but that's another story. But yeah, I mean, I love it. I love it. I just do. I love this whole thing.
I didn't. Damn it. Damn. What? Autocorrect. I just saw the title. I put Shawn Z. Michaels. Oh, I was like, how? I think you can edit titles now on Periscope if I'm not mistaken. I think that's a new update. So I'll definitely have to change that. I can never, ever disrespect Shawn Michaels like that. I have to change that name as soon as possible. Thank you for letting me know that, Architect. Appreciate that. All right. So next we had.
Hey, well, what about Alex thinks about that?
My bad. The number one Becky Lynch fan here. What did you think of that segment, Alex?
Loved it. I mean, it was just I love like Dave said, I love the confidence. I love her just saying like no one wants to see your face, they want to see the champion's face. Now take a picture. Like the hottest thing right now. I mean, the crowd's completely like loving everything she's doing, so keep it going.
We watch UFC too, bro. If you don't like the WWE or wrestling in general, there's really no need for you to come in this chat room. Appreciate it. Thank you for the viewers. And if you don't mind sharing the product, hit those hearts if you don't mind. And follow the broadcast too. We sometimes talk UFC. Not a lot, but sometimes. Next, we did have a singles match between Sheamus versus Big E, kind of playing off their match at the Super Show next weekend. I know we're all high on Big E, at least Alex and I am, on Big E being a single star. I thought the match itself probably wasn't the best it could have been. We've seen a lot better matches between the two. But it's playing off for their rivalry going to next weekend's show. So, Alex, what did you think of the one-on-one match between Sheamus and Big E?
It was a decent match. I agree with what you said. I see a big star in Big E. I mean, it's kind of just the whole thing with the New Day. It's you're gonna get good matches, but it's the same old, same old. Like I saw someone suggest like, oh, let the Usos get in there. I'm like, yeah, it'll be a great series, but again, same old, same old. So I'm hoping that again, New Day when they drop the titles, it can go into singles runs. But yeah.
Oh my God! Now everybody's commenting with Z's in front of everything. Someone in the chat just asked, how do you make chicken salad? So if anybody knows how to make chicken salad, reply to Michael David 73 on how to make chicken salad. There you go. Oh, man. Tonight has been fucking weird. Weird night. Bizarre one, anything you would like to add to this? No?
I mean, the match is okay. Like you said, it's only a 2-hour show. They got other more important stuff to get to.
Yeah, like Rusev Day and Aiden English. Now, props to WWE because I think we all kind of had to figure out that now that Rusev Day, I think, is officially over with, that Aiden English was going to kind of get pushed to the side, into the background. We weren't going to see very much of Aiden English anymore. Well, now he's in the spotlight, everybody. He seems to be a main focus of this feud, especially what we got out of what he said tonight. And basically what happened was Rusev pretty much called out Aiden English to figure out why he did what he did last week, and that is turning on Rusev. English said that it was all basically Lana's fault. English said this is all for he and Rusev, not the three of them. Lana says she made Rusev unstoppable before English came around. She got him a tank to ride at WrestleMania. Lana calls English a glorified cheerleader. English brings up Lana not telling Rusev last week Lana is the best. Lana number one. I was pissed when the chants came out. I'm like, damn it. Why are they chanting for Lana? English asked Lana if she was going to tell Rusev about that one night in Milwaukee. If she is so honest. English drops the mic and walks off. And we got holy shit chants in the chat room. In the crowd. So that was kind of a little bit of a rib. The rest of the night was the one night in Milwaukee. So Aiden English seems to be in a serious feud at the moment. Alex, your thoughts?
Good promo from Aiden English. I think it's good that, like you said, he's not just being put to the side. But I honestly it's such an overdone storyline. Like, didn't you hear about what happened? Why don't you tell him about what happened here? So it's kind of the same old. We've seen that storyline before, but I'm happy that Aiden's still getting something to do.
It's the AJ Lee John Cena storyline all over again. Remember that one? Y'all remember that one? No? Remember? No?
What was her and John Cena in the hotel room?
Yeah. There you go. What happens in Milwaukee stays in Milwaukee, says England JT. Absolutely. Because you know how wild Milwaukee is. They are a wild ass city. Dave, your thoughts on this?
I'm glad. I mean, I like Rusev, but I'm really more kind of on the side of Aiden because I really want to see him be used a little bit more. I mean, let's not forget, not too long ago, he was basically being used to mock Mauro Ranallo, basically, because he got so upset and all that.
Oh, I got yeah.
What was that? Okay, but yeah, I like Eastland. I mean, I'm glad he's getting this. And this is a storyline that I'm interested in, not because the whole hotel room thing or whatever it was in Night of Milwaukee, but it's something different. You know, yes, we've seen rehashed storylines, but it's something different. They're actually giving other guys who aren't entitled pitchers
Yeah,
some storyline.
I agree with you because we also Babaruski, we also saw another guy that hasn't been used on SmackDown Live basically at all. I mean, tonight was basically the night of guys that never get used because we saw R-Truth, we saw Ty Dillinger, and we saw really Aiden English finally getting involved in a serious storyline. He's really other than him singing. What does really Aiden English has done on SmackDown? So it's kind of weird to see these guys being used tonight. We saw Asuka and Naomi take on Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville, in a tag match. Anything you guys want to put on this, or should we just move on?
That kick. Dude, at the end, they took that double kick to the head. Man, that looked about almost as stiff as Brie Bella's kicks. I mean, jeez.
Yeah, and Lana Enzo Rusev beat his Sears Roebuck, man. Y'all now y'all just going over. See, I guess is this y'all's birthday gifts to me? All going off and ranting and talking shit. I love y'all. Showing some love. Showing some damn love. Let's see. Mandy Rose is hot, says England GT. I think Corey Graves would agree with you, my friend. He loves Sonya Deville.
Seriously, can we get no, he loves Mandy Rose.
Mandy Rose, excuse me, yeah, Sonya Deville. She don't like men.
I had to mute my TV. I had to. I cannot listen to the Iconics on commentary.
Wow. Okay. Damn. All right, Dave. What about you, Alex?
Oh, the tag team match?
Did you enjoy it?
No, bathroom break.
Fair enough. And that's Asuka in the match as well that you're saying that too.
Not NXT Asuka.
That's true. We saw, like I mentioned, Ty Dillinger in a match with Shinsuke Nakamura. Ty Dillinger, I don't remember the last time she's been on the show at all, other than that backstage segment with R-Truth. And we see Randy Orton interfere in the match, causing a disqualification, and Ty Dillinger picking up the win. Randy Orton beats the living shit out of him, and then gets the knee to the face into the LED board by Nakamura. After that, we had a backstage segment with Rusev and Lana and with Randy Orton. They go up to Randy Orton and ask him why he did what he did, and basically said those perfect 10 chants pissed him off. He doesn't like them. So he just basically beat the shit out of him.
No, the best part of it was that when he asked, "Is Ty your next victim?" He's like, "No." He was disgusted with Ty Dillinger. That was just the greatest thing. Like, those chants just annoy me, but yeah, that was just great. I was like, "Oh crap, we're gonna see Randy Orton and Ty Dillinger? Really? That's the feud you want to go with?"
Hey, I wouldn't mind it. Would you mind? I wouldn't mind a Ty Dillinger and Randy Orton feud. I would not mind it. I know not a lot of people probably are Ty Dillinger fans, but again, we all like freshness on our TV screens.
Yeah, I don't mind Ty, but I just don't think he should be on the level with feuding with Randy Orton. Going from Jeff Hardy to Ty Dillinger, it's kind of like a drop-off. No offense to Ty Dillinger.
All right, I see your point on that. I can see your point on that. But what if he just wants to take out people with gimmicks? Jeff Hardy's gimmick was what? The high-flying, does crazy-ass shit, beat him at his own game in a Hell in a Cell. What if he just hates people with gimmicks and he beats the shit? I mean, I'm not sure how many other gimmicks there is on.
There's a lot.
Yeah, so he could actually go off on it. Let's be real. Randy Orton is the real perfect 10 in that feud. You're absolutely correct. And I've said this on the show many times. Randy Orton is the most underappreciated wrestler the WWE has. People forget about him. People, I hear more negative comments about Randy Orton than I hear positive. No, he's not my favorite wrestler, but I do think he's definitely underappreciated. He's definitely never mentioned in top 10, top 5 conversations, top 10 matches, top 5 matches conversations. I just think he's underappreciated. I think people would miss him if he was actually gone. Honestly, I think people would miss him. What about you, Alex? What did you think about this?
I mean, the Randy I love, like he just said, he just hates the 10 count gimmick. Like I love that. So yeah, nothing else really to say.
SmackDown top 10 list. He didn't even make that either. I don't believe. Everybody who talks shit about Orton still marks out when he drops an RKO. Bingo. So let's get to what everybody's talking about. And that was what happened at the end of SmackDown Live tonight. And that was Samoa Joe and Samoa Joe and AJ Styles in the contract signing, which was going to be for the match next weekend. But no, Samoa Joe wasn't there at SmackDown Live. He was at AJ Styles' house. Is there really anything to talk about the Becky and Lana match? No, not really. So Samoa Joe is there live at AJ Styles' house. Styles is basically begging and pleading with him to leave his house. And how they ended SmackDown, I haven't seen. I could be wrong. This is probably the edgiest SmackDown Live has been. And that's the edgiest ending to a show they've had. I don't remember when. Saying daddy's home, threatening to go in someone else's house. Yeah, the acting by AJ Styles was not, dude, don't go in my house, dude. Dude. That was kind of
AJ wasn't brought in.
Right. I got you on that. That was kind of cringeworthy. But other than that, if you want to kind of ignore that little part of it, that was excellent. There's not how many in the people in the chat, Dave and Alex as well, are excited or looking forward to SmackDown Live next week. Yeah. I'll put my hand up on that. I'm looking forward to seeing what happens.
Definitely over the Shield crap every week.
Fair enough. What about you, Alex?
Yeah, loved it. I mean, AJ's part was pretty bad, but Joe, as always, killed it. It had such an old school like heel like rivalry to it. This is stuff you see in the Attitude Era. Like I mean, obviously it's not like Pillman rolling up with a gun or anything, but that like old nitty gritty, like now it's like heated type of feud to it. So I love how it just ended with him ringing the bell and it just fades to black. Like it definitely has me intrigued for next week.
Now, hold on, Dave. Before I get to you, real quick. Now, if they ended like that, they don't have any type of maybe footage of what he does there, or if there's nothing touched on about what happens, they just kind of touch on it and they kind of move on. Would you be kind of disappointed, or do you want to see actual footage of maybe Samoa Joe going into the house and maybe causing some havoc?
Yeah, I mean, I would have to think that they should do at least show something. Like if you're just going to end on a cliffhanger.
All right, Dave. What about you? Thoughts, and do you think they add anything to this next week?
I would say no, other than maybe Joe saying stuff or saying he just terrorized the family. But I think the segment was great. I mean, it really was. I mean, this is some of the best stuff we've seen, like you said, ever from SmackDown or even Raw. Because this, to me, how they went about this, it kind of reminded me of some. I just think Triple H. It sounds like a Triple H thing. It really does. Like, so he had his hand on all this. It seems like, because this kind of reminded you when he went to Orton's house, which I'm sure everyone remembers, and he terrorized Randy in his house, and he just threw him out the window and all that. That's what it kind of reminded me of, a little bit of that feel to it. And kind of the darkness. I mean, it was so dark and gritty the way they were doing it. And when's the last time you said anything about WE for dark and gritty? Never. I can't remember.
Yeah, it was definitely more of an edgier side to the show. You don't see the daddy's home threatening to break into someone's house type of stuff on WWE on a regular basis. And I think that's what makes stuff like this, when it does happen, so great, because we don't get it all the time. And that's what I like about, like, when we see blood, or when someone actually finally cusses at someone and, calls them a bitch or whatever have you. It means a lot more, because WWE doesn't show that on their product a lot, if ever. And so when it does happen, it gets you a little bit excited, it gets you a little bit amped up. And stuff like this, I don't remember the last time we've had a cliffhanger to a show like this. It's been quite some time, and it was nice and refreshing. Yeah, the acting by AJ Styles was not the greatest, but I think we can all ignore that and just know that they've been doing a really, really good job of what they've been doing on SmackDown Live. Dr. Hughes, I agree with you. Orton, Becky, Samoa, and Miz are all great heels, and they've done great job of building them up on SmackDown Live, putting them in these kind of mini feuds, building up their character, building up the storyline, and they're doing a really good job of storytelling on SmackDown Live. Raw, to me, and probably for a lot of people, Dave included, is basically surrounded by 6 men. And right now it's Strowman, Ziggler, and McIntyre, and the fucking Shield. So it just kind of sucks that on one show, their main focus is trying to get everybody involved, and then on the other show, it seems like the focus is on 6 men only. So it is what it is.
That's why SmackDown is the best to me, because they're giving you so much different stuff.
Right, yeah.
From Joe and AJ to Becky Lynch and Charlotte. I mean, Aiden English. I mean, you're getting
DX makes a good point in the chat room. Next week got the cliffhanger. What happens with the cliffhanger? We got the footage of Lana and Aiden English. I don't believe they announced any matches. I could be wrong, but it seems like it's just SmackDown is just flowing right now. Raw, the 3 hours. It sucks because I feel like with Raw, you're right, Dr. Hughes. You're absolutely right. It's with Raw. I don't think we would complain Raw was 3 hours if we got consistent good shows. Like last night, how hard is it for WWE to give us matches like what we got last night? It's not hard for them to do that. They just choose not to do it. It wouldn't hurt them to put out 20, 25-minute matches like they did last night at the tag title match instead of some throwaway segments that don't mean shit.
And you know what was funny, though? Tonight on SmackDown, there wasn't really any great matches to take away from tonight's show. There wasn't. But there was some great stories to going forward, and they did some great stuff with what they had. I mean,
right.
You had stuff with AJ and Joe. You had Aiden English, stuff that was compelling and interesting. To me, Raw just sucked. It was all about the stupid Shield. That's all it was. The whole 3 hours was about, is Ambrose going to turn on the Shield? Tonight, it was that little stuff, the Joe and AJ ending, the Rusev Day stuff, Becky Lynch stuff. I mean, all that little stuff SmackDown did was just phenomenal and great tonight.
Yeah, I agree with you. So, all right, let's get to the ratings tonight before we start wrapping up the show and get you guys ready for Wednesday and Thursday tomorrow night. Everybody, I hope y'all guys are ready. A loaded wrestling shows on the WWE Network. Don't forget, follow Dr. Huge, follow Speeds, 2 loyal supporters on the show, and they throw out some great content on a weekly basis. Dr. Huge is live tomorrow night. Speeds is live Thursday night. And tomorrow night you got NXT, you got 205 Live, and you got Mae Young Classic. So tomorrow night is a action-packed wrestling. If you are into that, what's up, Budweiser? Welcome to the show, my friend. You're catching the end of it, but thank you for joining us, dude. And then we got Thursday night show with Impact on Pop, NXT, and we'll touch on the Mae Young Classic. So, Alex, if you were going to rate SmackDown Live tonight, what would you give it?
I'll give it a 3.
All right. Fair rating. Dave?
I'll give it a 4. I really enjoyed tonight's SmackDown overall. I thought they did great job storytelling, and yeah, I really enjoyed it.
I agree with you. I'd give it a 4 as well. Very entertaining SmackDown Live tonight. Definitely loved the cliffhanger at the end. Got me excited for next week. I hope they actually do something with it. We just don't see nothing at all. It'd be kind of cool to see Joe like go through the house and maybe terrorize it a little bit, break shit, threaten the family. I know that's a little bit kind of edgy and shit like that, kind of kidnapping-ish kind of stuff, but it would be pretty cool to see him do that kind of stuff.
You know, and we forgot to mention too, we talked about him, but like even Orton's stuff has been really and what he's been
Orton.
doing.
Yeah,
really
it's crazy. I mean, the people we saw tonight, it was definitely a different vibe going on in SmackDown Live with R-Truth, Ty Dillinger.
Yeah.
Just people that we don't really see very often on SmackDown Live. All right, so I think that's going to wrap it up. Again, thank you guys. We appreciate everybody coming in here. Thank you guys for, but not a lot of interested me outside of, yeah, I agree with you, Speeds. SmackDown Live wasn't a great show, but it had a lot of entertaining aspects to it. I agree with you on that. Joe and AJ being number one with that. So we'll be live Thursday, back at the usual time, right after Impact on Pop ends. Hopefully OBS doesn't act like an asshole, and we'll have some good audio, and I won't be on this regular stuff. And then we'll be back with you guys on Saturday night. Don't forget, if you don't mind, if you're new to the show, please hit that follow button. If you haven't already, we have a YouTube channel. We go live on YouTube as well as Periscope at the same time. It's Get the Tables Podcast. The Mixed Match Challenge, we're really going to touch on it because I thought the Mixed Match Challenge sucked. Jinder Mahal and Alicia Fox won, and Miz and Asuka won. I mean, the Mixed Match Challenge was kind of a drag tonight. Now, it wasn't the best. I thought it was going to be a lot better. But thank you guys again. Alex, any last thoughts before we're live Thursday night?
No, tomorrow's the rest of the week, so we got NXT, and I'm excited for the Million Classic. Io Shirai is finally debuting, so that'll be something. And then Impact on Thursday. I'll be back in a few days.
Right. Yep. We'll be back with you guys live on Thursday. Don't forget that follow button. Follow us on YouTube. Trying to get to 100 subscribers on YouTube. We're almost at 80, which is pretty awesome. So we thank you guys for subscribing to us on both here and on Periscope. Appreciate the love that you always give us constantly with the super hearts, the regular hearts, the shares, the retweets, telling your mom, your dad, your grandma, your grandpa, your aunt, your uncle about us. We really do appreciate every type of support you guys give us. It's very awesome, very humbling, and you guys are great. There's a lot of ugly and stupid-ass people on Periscope, but it's guys like you that make Periscope great, and we do appreciate every single one of you. Let's do a quick little shout-out before we end tonight's show. Jody, the Bot, Budweiser, Dr. Huge, Adam Awesome, Alice, Will Miller, Bless, Chip, Jeffrey Cross, Bees, Kevin, Truth and Loyalty, Ted, Peckinrod, Bliss, Jody, Adam Awesome, Bob Aruski, Architect, everybody who joined us tonight, Drew Gotti, everybody. Thank you guys for the birthday wishes as well. Appreciate that. Very, very nice of you guys for that. And I hope you guys have a great hump day, because tomorrow is hump day, and then we'll be back with you guys on Thursday. So everybody have a great work week. Have a great Wednesday, because we want to see you Thursday night. Thank you very, very much, everybody.
Peace.